friendly as Dash of Dave. He'll take some scraps and bits of this, turn them into something you can't miss. Junk journals, tapes, and crafts galore. He'll have you begging, show me more. Oh, Dash of Dave, oh, what a sight, mixing colors day and night.
I can't tell, is it recording? Yes, it is. Hi everyone, Dash Dave here again, back for another crafty video. So, another video with the house. So, I have listened to you. You've all said that you want me to use these, so I will. So I'll be staining those and making them look like planters on window boxes outside of windows, and I will fill them with plants and things. So, but we're not at that stage. We were working on the roof last time, so I'm just going to move this out of the way. So that's the door, by the way. All I did was Mod Podged it so that it's not going to, curl up when we put anything on it now. I'm just going to leave that. Oh, by the way, it does, hopefully still does fit. Yes, it does. It still fits in there nicely. So that's all fits wonderfully. So then what we were doing is I was making stuff for the roof. So these are the tiles that I sat and I think Vic thought I'd gone mad. But no more mad than I normally am. So these are what I'm going to do for the roof. So these are going to lie like this, but they're going to layer up. So they're going to sit like this. They've been cut different shapes because I wanted it to look like, natural, and I didn't put them all together and cut them all exactly the same. And they're going to be offset. So I think I'm going to start doing something with this. Now I was wondering about maybe I wanted to stick some of this around the edges, like the soffits you would get. And I thought about doing that now. How perfect is that actually sits there like that? I think actually I'm going to do that. So I'm going to just cut these. Hang on a minute. I need to work out how you do that. Okay, it gets me every time that little lock on this. I mean, it's a good job there is a lock. So because otherwise, I'm telling you now, I'd have my eye out. So that does not look like it's straight though. No. I think the accuracy on this thing is not perfect, but so I'm just going to cut these off so they're straight lines, because I think I'm going to glue those on now. So if I'm in order to do that, I really think I probably should have my thing on. I should definitely get my glue gun going, because otherwise it's going to be difficult to glue it down with a cold glue gun. So it's, for me today is Monday, no, not even Monday, it's Sunday the 15th of December. So I haven't had my Christmas yet, so that's why if you're wondering why is he not talking about it, that's the reason why, because I haven't had it yet. So I just want to see how many of these across I'm going to need. So 1, 2, and then I'm going to need a tiny weeny bit. So in that case, then I might cut one of these down more, so I don't have to do a tiny bit. I can do a bit like that, and then a bigger bit. I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to do that? So if I'm going to do that, and then that's going to go on there. Otherwise, I've got to have a tiny bit at the end. So then that bit, we want it to overhang a little at the edges. No, we don't, do we? No, we don't. We don't want it to hang over the edges, Dave. So I want my soffits at the side to overhang more. I think I might leave the rounded bit on the end of those. So yeah, by the time you see this, that big day that we've all been planning for will be over, and we'll all be sat there thinking, I'm not doing that again. I'm paring back next year. I'm not going to go so big. And I bet you this year, I bet last year you said exactly the same thing, and you still did it. So no, I mean no shade, because we're all guilty of that. We're all guilty of saying, no, I'm going to cut back next year. No, it's such a waste of time. I'm not doing all of that, and then you end up doing exactly the same thing. Or you say, I'm going out. I'm going to go out next year. We're eating out. I'm not going to do this. This is so silly. Just doing all of this, spending all this time, and then. But it doesn't always happen, does it? So it doesn't happen the way we planned it. So I'm not sure whether I want to kind of ink these now. I don't know what colour I want to go, so maybe I'll just leave it and just do it afterwards. Maybe I'll do that, and maybe I won't, and maybe I'll think of something else to do. I definitely will think of another thing. I'll be like, oh, and I can do this, and I could do that. So, okay, so these are going to go on here. Isn't that perfect that these are the right width for this? I mean, I'd love to say it was planned. There's lots of times I'd love to say it was planned, but it never is. It's just, fluke. I'm very good at fluke. So, I might, I don't know. Let's ink them, because if I don't ink them, I'll be thinking I should have inked them. So I'm just going to ink this down, and like I did on the window ledges, window frames, and ledges actually, because if I do it now, it's done, and then I might choose to keep it that colour, or I might not. So. But yeah, so it's the 15th for me, Sunday the 15th of December, and I haven't wrapped everything. Done a few things, still got a few things to do. It's just finding time. Last week, oh blimey, how many hours did I do at work? I don't know, did 57, something like that. I'm only paid for 37, so I've got a lot of toil to take, and that's just simply because so much was going on at work. There was a lot of things, there was a lot of call outs that I went to. It was all got a bit crazy, and we had some events to plan for. We had the annual, so the board came, and the board mingled with the staff, and they lower themselves to being seen with us. I mean, some of them are nice, some of them I just don't even know. So I know you're thinking, why is you putting it on like this? I'm putting it on like this because then I think I can cut the middle one to being the right size if I put it in the middle, whereas otherwise they might not fit. So I don't know. It seemed logical, but leave it at that. We'll just say it seemed logical at the time. And yeah, so we were getting the food for that, and cause that's what my team is responsible. Well, it's not responsible for making. We're not catering team, but we are the resources team. We kick in with all of the things. When it's basically we do anything that doesn't fall under somebody else's remit. So is that? Oh, it's just a tiny fraction overhang. I'm just going to cut this down. So we are the people that don't say that's not in my job description, because our our job description is basically open-ended. We are the everything gang. And that's the team that I lead. That's our speciality. We do the stuff that other people probably wouldn't want to do. So, but somebody has to do it, and because we work for a charity, that's isn't much choice. We can't employ people. We can't just have caterers in at Christmas because that would cost us too much money. And we want to make sure that we justify all of our money, all of our expenditure. Oh no, but don't put it on the wrong way around, Dave. We justify all of our expenditure. And that way then our stakeholders can see where the money's going. And the people that we work with get the benefit and not the charity. So yeah, I'm going to put that on there. I know it's got a join either end, but hey, it's, you know, we'll just make it the look of it, shall we? So what I meant by a bit of an overhang, I think I want this to kind of just overhang like this with this rounded bit on the corner. I might as well take advantage of it having a rounded bit. I'm going to cut one end of it off, obviously, because then they'll join together better. So that bit's going to stick on there. Oh, hang on a minute. Why is that? It's broken. Okay, that's flat now. So we're going to ink this down as well. And make this nice and same colour as all the rest of it. And again, around the edges. So yeah, it's been a busy week, been a bit challenging, been very tiring. So I know it sounds like I'm making excuses, but like I've had a lot to do. So the wrapping of presents has kind of had to go by the wayside a little. And it will get done because I love wrapping presents. It's one of my favourite things to do is the present wrapping. When I've got time, I'm not happy with doing the quick solution. I couldn't give you. I'm sorry if it didn't matter what I gave you. It couldn't just be in a gift bag. So even if it was a bottle of wine, it couldn't be in a gift bag. It'd have to be nicely wrapped. So, and people often say about my wrapping that they don't actually want to take it. Don't want to take the stuff out of it. They want to just admire it forever, because I like to make sure. I like to go to town. I like you to feel like this is the best gift you've ever received. So even if it's just, I don't know, an oven glove. I wouldn't give you an oven glove, but if you insisted I bought you an oven glove, I might buy you an oven glove, but I'd buy you something else as well. Because, who wants domestic stuff for Christmas? And if your partners are buying you domestic stuff for Christmas, then it's time to have words with that person. Oh, I just realised I didn't do the other side of that. Let's live and learn with that. Because I've got this bit here now that doesn't have any colour on it, so I'm have to see if I can get. Oh, I've got an itchy nose now. No, that's not going on there, is it? Let's put that on there. Quick. Okay. Correction. Sorry. Correction. Not correction averted. Crisis averted. That's the word. So let's put that on there. We want it to hang over a similar amount. So I guess should have measured. Ow, that was too hard. I know you can buy those little silicone, like, finger guards for when you're doing stuff like this. I think somebody told me about that. But have I ever bought them? Clearly not. I don't know whether I'd like it though, because I don't like losing the sensation that you know when you've got gloves on, you can't feel anything, you can't tell where anything is, and you don't have the touch, the slightest touch, and I go crazy with it. I'm not going to do this bit here. The reason for that is I need to make sure when it's on the roof that it forms this kind of the right bend for the roof, and then I also need to make sure that the angle is right. So I think that's but like we've done a lot of it, so it looks good from the front. The side bits we'll sort out at a later date. So let's pop that out of the way. So now we need to think about layering this up. So this is the kind of thing I was thinking about doing. I was going to kind of ink it to make it look inky. No, to make it look like tiles. So I was going to ink these pieces, not the roof obviously. Ink these pieces to make them look like tiles. So we also wanted. So I think where's the demo piece I've just had? This one. No, not that one. This one. I drew lines. I actually ended up making cut lines in it, and I thought that way then it might pick up some colour better, but I don't know whether it's enough, and I might have to put some lines on it, because I need to show a proper separation of tile. So I'm going to just ink a few and just see whether that looks. I want to be a bit kind of random about it. And I know that I don't use the whole strip, but if I do this bit, then I've got a choice of which end I use. And could do with it being a bit more of a pattern on there. Maybe I should try a brush. Oh yeah, that might do, because it's a bit more random that way. Because tiles, they have like slate tiles, they have they're natural, so they have like imperfections in it and that sort of thing. So I mean, I guess you can't really tell until you put them together, but I do think I need those lines in it. So I don't think just the cut is enough. I think we just need to put some lines in it. So I don't know whether this is actually working. It is, that's fine. But I'm just going in the groove where the cut line is anyway. And that way then we've got something that resembles the separation of tiles. Like I say, I know I'm not going, but like I also thought, if I only use this bit here, when I cut it off, I can use this bit on the next bit. So I'm going to do a couple of these. I might just speed the video up or cut it or whatever. In fact, I might just do these lines first. On here, so I might just, like I say, I might speed the video up so you guys don't have to sit and watch me ink the same bits over and over, and then when I've done that I will come back and we will assemble it, so I can show you what it looks like. So yeah, so I shall do that. So I'm just going to put a marker in so that I know to this is what I have to do. I have to put a marker in so that I know to cut it here. It's really rather dirty around here now. But I thought what we would do now is just start layering the... Right, so I want one that's got a decent edge to it first. Like that. Although I think they look... Oh no, it doesn't look that much different. It does look a bit darker, this one. You know, as you go through, you get a bit more happy, a bit more not happy, a bit more spongy, and it turns into from being an individual little jolly task to being a production line, and then it looks different. So anyway, let's leave that one then, because that's now drying. So I'm going to put this on here. So I just want to shape the end of that one to make it look more tile-like. And I'm going to stick that across there. Right, the only problem is it doesn't quite fit. So I'm just wondering, because they're all hand cut, I'd like one. Oh, there you go, perfect. If I cut that there, that will sit nicely across that the width of that, without having like a half tile on the end. So let's just go for it, Dave. So I'm just going to put... Oh, I don't know, actually. I don't know whether I need that, because it's only paper on... Well, it's only card on paper. So let's just glue it down with some Barely Arts. The other thing is, it's a bit late to be thinking about this, Dave, but you could do with it being on the underside, so that when you're looking underneath or hopefully not many people will be looking up, but the residents might. There you go. So it doesn't have to be perfect, because you're not really going to see it. So I'm going to stick that on there and have it so that it hangs off the edge. And I'm going to use the lines in the cardboard to kind of give me a bit of an idea as to whether it's straight or not. And it's going to stick out like that. So we want it to kind of come to the end of where that overhang is, with left, so these bits. So then the next piece, oh, that wasn't glued down on that end, because of course it's Barely Arts that really hates me for some reason. So then the next piece needs to come in and be staggered, so that it's not... So we need it to start with a half tile. And we're just going to have to ink that end so that you don't see it. So if I start with that, like that, so they don't sit like all lined up, they sit so that they're covering each other, because if the rain got in, you know, heaven forbid the rain gets in. So let's do that and see what that looks like. So I'm going to put this on the tile instead this time, and do that, and I think that's about enough overlap, like that. And oh, I was going to say, and I quite liked the way it was kind of just lifting a little bit, then it looks three-dimensional, so you know, it like flips up at the edges, and that's fine. So stick that down, and then the next piece can go and join there, and then that's going to come through to the end. I might not cut that bit off just yet. So I'll glue these two bits and then see how much more I need. There. That's glued up to that fold there. So if I just glue the rest, maybe, Dave, the hot glue gun was better. You just don't get as much maneuverability. Look how dirty everything is. My fingers are absolutely filthy. So, not the colour you expect anybody's fingers to be this time of year. This time of year being Christmas for me. Where is the scalpel? Where's the scalpel? Have you put it back? I don't know. Yes, you have. Well, don't bring everything with me. And then just glue that down, but I want to just ink that edge. So yeah, so this is what, I mean, like, you know, I don't know how model makers make theirs. You see, that's the thing. I've not done the same on both ends. I've cut it to the soffit on that end and not on this end. On this end I've cut it past the soffit. Sorry, if you don't know what I mean by a soffit, that's completely understandable. That's just what I know that edging to be around the top of the roof as. I don't know whether it's a Britishism or it's a Daveism or it's a Flynnism, so it might be something that our family have always called it. So apologies if you're just sat there thinking I have no idea what he's talking about. So I'm not going to use that one because that starts with a half tile, so I'll use that on the next row. That one starts with a weird shape, so let's try a different one there. So we're going to use that one. So yeah, I think it's looking tile-like, don't you? I hope you do. I seriously hope you do. So I think I can cut that one at that bit. Well, I mean, like, you know, at the end of the day, as long as I'm happy, it doesn't really matter. But like, you know, if you're with me, I'd rather you'd be with me than against me. So, yeah, I couldn't think of anything else. I mean, like, I did try that whole drawing it in that paste stuff, but I didn't think that was going to work very well, and it was going to be terribly messy. So this is where we are, I'm afraid, folks. We're doing this instead. But you know, I like it. I like the way it's looking. For me, it's fine. For you, you might think, oh, well, I wouldn't have done it like that, but that's absolutely fine. You do you. So next one, again, we need to start with a half tile, so we'll start with that one. So I'll glue this on. And just try and shape it a little. I mean, I wasn't being accurate when I was making these. I was just cutting strips of card. Well, you can tell that from this one where it suddenly went. Oh, I don't know what happened there, but like it was the. All I can say is I was sat in front of the TV watching TV whilst doing this, and I think I was probably paying too much attention to the TV and not enough to what I was doing. But you know, I think I can be forgiven for that, for actually wanting a life. So actually sat doing it whilst Vic was here. I should have been having conversation with Vic rather than doing this, but you know, I am ever the professional. So, do you know what? I think that looks really good. Like, I'm so excited. I'm just wondering if I've done enough. That's the only thing. But we'll do what we've got, and then I know what to do if I need more. I've done it. I've already done it. I don't know whether I've got. Oh, I do. I was thinking I don't know whether I've still got any of that grey card, but I do. I did keep that. Thinking I don't know whether I've done enough. I didn't want to do too much and end up with like lots of cut card that was. Well, what am I going to do with this now? You know, when am I going to make a dragon to make dragon scale? Use dragon scales. Although, who knows? Could be another project. I had so many great ideas to do things for. Oh, I've just scratched my head, my bald head with these fingers. I had so many great ideas to do things in the run up to Christmas, but yeah, that did not happen, as you can tell. Right, I need something to be. I need the end one to be quite a small one, like that. That would be good, because it's. Oh, I don't want that to end like that though. For some reason, they're all lining up now. There's a bit of a space there as well. Maybe I need to cut that bit off. Just correcting as I go. Let's take that bit off. Try and use that brush. I can just get rid of that grey, that light grey bit. Right, now put that on there, and hopefully they won't line up so much. Oh, it still lines up. No, not that one. This one. Do they just make it slightly more staggered? Yeah, it's a little bit more staggered on that one. Yeah, so I'm going to have to cut that. Cut that there. Just put that down on that tile. I know that I've just realised when I say tile, not everybody calls them tiles. In the UK they're called tiles, but I realise that I think this is what Americans call shingles. Shingles, though, in the UK, is just the disease you get if you've had chicken pox. If you've had chicken pox and you get the chicken pox, I don't know, infection, then you end up with shingles. So that's what we know shingles as. So I'm sorry if you're confused, thinking that's not what a shingle is. That's not what I know to be. No, that's what. Oh, shut up, Dave. If you know it as a tile, as a shingle, then I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm going to start with that one. Started there. Just shape that end, ink that edge. Put that down on there. That's going to end there. So cut that bit off. And again, just shape that one. Ink the edge. And glue it down. So yeah, it's one of those things, like, you know, I don't want anybody thinking that this series is about me telling you what you need to do to make a house. This is definitely me. This is me wanting to have a play, experimenting as I go, seeing what I can do without looking at what all of the experts in miniature house building do, because I wanted it to be reflective of me and how I made it. I think that looks absolutely amazing, and I know that that's kind of me being quite vain, big-headed. It's not the first time somebody said I've got a big head. yeah, so it's just me playing and doing my thing and coming up with my ideas and solutions for lucky likes. It's good for creativity to just basically have an open book and do things and not have to, as much as I love doing my channel, and I absolutely love the fact that you guys have been here with me through thick and thin, and you've helped me get through, especially this year has been really troubling for me. So I'm really grateful for everybody being, oh dear, don't move that, everybody being here, and for having the channel. I mean, like the channel has basically kept me alive. However, there are times when I just need to do things for me, and this is a me project. This is a me project, sharing it with you. So something that maybe most of us would do off camera, I'm doing on camera to bring you with me. If you learn something or think, oh, that's inspired me, then that's great, but that's not the point of me doing this. The point of me doing this is to have a moment of my time to myself, making something that gives me joy and it sparks my creativity. Because I tell you now, when I'm sat here doing stuff like this, having that opportunity to open the floodgates of creativity, that gives me opportunities to think whilst I'm sat here making this, thinking I could also do this, and that means that fuels ideas for the future, for future videos. It also fuels ideas for, in my head I'm thinking, well, next video I could make X, Y, and Z, and it might be nothing at all related to this. It might be something completely different. Might be a one-sheet wonder I might have in my head, but without this letting the floodgates open on my creativity, I wouldn't be able to do this. So because I used to struggle with finding the time for creativity and for prep for my videos, etc. But since I've been doing this format, it's actually worked for me. So it works for me to be able to do, I usually make something on a Monday, so it's a Monday make. I do a one-sheet wonder on a Wednesday, although, we are going to dry up with the one-sheet wonders at some point. There's only so many things you can do with the one-sheet. But, so far it's touch wood. My ideas haven't dried up yet. But, they are going to at some point. I'm just letting you know. And we'll find a different format, but that kind of format definitely works for me. Let's maybe shape this a little more. Again, just ink that edge and on there as well. It didn't get cut properly, so just do that. Yeah, so it works. It works for me. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So hopefully you enjoy this. It's not. I think that's a creator's problem, is you get burnout if you try and make too many brand new ideas. I've had the channel for 5 years. I've got over, I've probably got nearly 750 videos. To have a new idea, a nude. Well, there you go. There's a new idea for you. A nude crafting, and you don't want that. I'm telling you now. Talk about put you off your dinner. But yeah, if you just gonna have to have a drink, so I'm gonna. To come up with new ideas for all of those videos would be, although I seem to have managed to do it, so I don't know what I'm sat here bleating about, Dave. So I don't think I'm going to have enough to do the whole of the roof. I think what we will do is I will finish this. So I'll finish this with you guys, and then what we'll do is we will have it so that I finish it. Well, not finish the house, obviously, just finish the roof bit without you. So that the next video we do, we're kind of moving on to another bit, or we might finish like the tiley side of things, because like I haven't got an idea about what I'm going to do for the roof top bit. What's it called? Ridge. So I don't know what I'm going to do for that, so that's another thing that we need to kind of plan together maybe. That did not fit, Dave. I might cut that there actually. I'm going to cut that bit off there, cut that bit out, change the shape of that. Oh no, I don't need to change the shape of that, that's fine. Stick that on, and then put a different one butted up to there, so that can finish there on a whole tile. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do with the roof ridge, so that might be another video. I like the randomness of that. I think that looks good though, and it definitely looks like tiles on a roof because they're not. You can see they're not pushed down, and it's got that natural undulation. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I can't think what I mean by undulation, but there's a few bits that need to come off. Where the colours are not perfectly uniform. If I'd painted it while it was on there, it'd all be uniform, and that's what I didn't want. I wanted that kind of randomness about it. So I think I'm going to leave that one for like this. Although it doesn't make any difference. It's just that the only difference is that is just cut weird. That's no longer cut weird. So I'm going to put these little pieces on, because if I put the little pieces on at the top, they're more likely to fall off. Whereas if they're sandwiched between bigger pieces, they're more likely to stay there. And I think I've kind of stopped looking so much about where, whether they line up and that sort of thing. I think that's quite a natural look to a roof, though. If you look, it's not perfect, especially a slate roof. Slate roofs have weird size. My neighbour's just recently had her roof replaced completely. She's gone from having a slate roof to a concrete tile roof, which I know you can't always afford to have real slate replaced because it's quite expensive, but I just don't like it, especially on our houses, because we live in. I mean, my house was built 1900, so her house was built the same, and I just don't think new modern tiles look right. But it's about affordability, isn't it? It's not just about aesthetics. But some of those tiles, they were like giant. There was like, some of them would go along and they'd be, like, let's say if this was like these were the size of the tiles, you'd end up with like one that was like double the size of it. And I was like, I was fascinated by all these tiles that were coming down. So And of course they don't, although they put them in a skip, they don't actually get rid of them because they're worth a fortune, these tiles, so they'll have gone off and sold them somewhere, recouped some of his money. The only thing is I couldn't look at them doing it because I deal with health and safety all day, so I'm making sure that everybody's like staying above the law, and they were up there, no harnesses, nothing holding them onto the roof, like I was making my toes curl. Very hard to turn a blind eye to that. So I'm going to cut that one there. Oh, yeah, no, that's the problem with doing pencil mark on a grey thing. You can't see it. So again. So hopefully, like when I've done this bit, I'll put it back on the house and you'll be able to at least get an idea. Like I say, I will finish this for the next video, but without you. And then we can move on to the next part. I mean, I don't have much to go there, do I? I did say I was using little bits and then moved on. What have I got left? I've got these little bits. Oh, I've got that. Oh no, that was the concept piece. That wasn't the actual piece. Oh, what's that? Is that? No, that's another piece of the concept. So, yeah, that's where we currently are. Okay, so like I say, that's where we're going to leave it for today, I think. We're going to pop this on here, though, and we'll get a bit of an idea about how this is going to look. So, that's how the house is currently measuring up. So you can see like that. Even the shadows on it, the cast a shadow like tiles do on a roof. I'm really excited about that. I know that's very sad. Maybe should get out a little bit more. But if I got out more, I wouldn't be doing this. So really chuffed with that. I'm thinking actually it might be a good idea to pause here. I will make some more tiles. I'm not sure whether I'm going to stick them on there because I was thinking, does it need a chimney? And if it needs a chimney, this is the point where we're going to have to stick it on. And then on a chimney you have lid flashing, so then that's a whole other thing. So anyway, that's it for today. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you like that. I can't tip that up because everybody's going to fall out of the house. Oh! Oh no, blimey, an avalanche. The house has come down. I was trying to balance it on something. Oh, this was the other thing I was going to tell you about. This was just a piece of packaging, but then I thought, because it's got that kind of 1970s vibe about it, I wonder if maybe I should make that into it's like that reeded glass. So I have that as the window in the door, or I could just have this, which is like a glass fragile thing, or as a recycling logo. No, I was just thinking that reededness, and that's why I kept that, because I thought, oh, reeded glass, very, very 1970s. Let's just cut that and just see if I can kind of show you better. I absolutely remember the house that we lived in when my other sisters had moved out. The two eldest sisters had moved out, and there was just me and Charlotte, who is the one closest in age to me. We were the only ones still at home, and we lived in a house that was built in the 70s, and it looked very much like the one I'm building, actually. I don't know whether that was subconsciously, or was it like a psychological thing, do you think, that I made this. I'm trying to draw on plastic. Oh, I did. I managed to do it actually. Don't know if this is going to work because this is not a plan. This is an impromptu thing. But I was thinking maybe like a reeded glass door like that. I know it's a massive. A reeded glass used to be very close together. But actually, you know something? That looks like I could actually paint that as like a panel. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's the piece of glass. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner, but I'm not. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I love London so. Okay, I don't love London so because I'm not a Londoner. No offence, London. But yeah, that's where we are. So stop doing that, Dave, because you're just making stuff now. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this is another part that's like made you think, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, I like that. Oh, aren't you clever, Dave? I'm not. I just do things. It's better to make than sit and stare at an empty page. So yes, so there we go. I hope that's kind of up your. Oh, look at that! It's almost ended where the soffits end. So like it was meant to be. I love that. I think that looks great. So yeah, that's it. So thank you very much for spending some time with me. My name is Dash of Dave, and I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, folks. Lots of love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'm going to go and wash my hands now, and probably my head, now that I've scratched it, and I've probably got a black mark on my head. So I'll see you very soon. Take care, folks. See you soon. See you in the next video. Bye. Bye, bye, bye.